Multiple SSH keys on macOS. What does multiple SSH keys mean? Using multiple SSH keys on macOS means creating and using more than one SSH key on the same Mac for different Git accounts or services with Git. It means you have more than one Git account, or you work for different companies, or you use GitHub and GitLab, or you separate personal and office projects. So multiple SSH keys equals different identities plus different keys plus same Mac. Why multiple SSH keys matter? It is important because prevents account conflicts, keeps work and personal repos separate, avoids permission denied errors, improves security, keeps authentication clean. Without multiple keys, crossmark wrong account is used, crossmark push and pull fail, crossmark permission denied, crossmark identity confusion, crossmark risk of security issues. With multiple keys, checkmark correct account used, checkmark push and pull work, checkmark no conflicts, checkmark safer authentication, checkmark clean setup. Why you might need multiple SSH keys. This usually happens when you have work and personal GitHub accounts. You use GitHub plus GitLab. You work for multiple clients. You contribute to open source. You use different email IDs. Without multiple keys, crossmark SSH uses the wrong key. Crossmark repo access is denied. Crossmark authentication fails. Crossmark hard to manage accounts. With multiple keys, checkmark each account has its own key. Checkmark SSH selects the right key. Checkmark authentication works. Checkmark workflow is smooth. Typical situations where this is needed. Common scenarios. Work GitHub account. Personal GitHub account. GitHub plus GitLab. Bitbucket plus GitHub. Company repos plus personal repos. Example. Work repo means needs work key. Personal repo means needs personal key. Why? Same Mac. Different accounts. Different permissions. Different SSH keys. Basic troubleshooting steps. First checks. Check existing SSH keys. Check SSH config file. Check Git remote URL. Check which key is used. Test SSH connection. Why? Avoid using wrong key. Prevent permission errors. Confirm correct identity. Ensure correct mapping. Fix 1. Generate multiple SSH keys. Use when you need separate identities. Result. Each account gets its own SSH key. Why? Better security. Clear separation. Easy management. Warning danger. Crossmark overwriting existing key. Crossmark confusing key names. Good practice. Checkmark name keys clearly. Checkmark use different emails. Checkmark store in tilde.ssh. Checkmark backup old keys. Fix 2. Configure SSH config file. Use when you want macOS to choose the right key automatically. Result. Each host uses its own SSH key. Why? Automatic key selection. No manual switching. Clean workflow. Bad practice. Crossmark no config file. Crossmark one key for everything. Good practice. Checkmark use host aliases. Checkmark map key to host. Checkmark keep config readable. Fix 3. Link keys to Git accounts. Use when you want GitHub or GitLab to trust your Mac. Result. SSH authentication succeeds. Why? Account verification. Secure login. No password needed. Bad practice. Crossmark reusing same key everywhere. Crossmark forgetting to upload public key. Good practice. Checkmark add public key to each account. Checkmark test connection. Checkmark verify username. Fix 4. Update Git remote URLs. Use when you want repo to use the correct SSH host. Result. Repo connects using correct SSH key. Why? Correct identity. No permission errors. Smooth push. Warning danger. Crossmark wrong remote URL. Crossmark using HTTPS by mistake. Good practice. Checkmark use SSH URLs. Checkmark match host alias. Checkmark test before push. Daily workflow to avoid SSH problems. Safe workflow. Use SSH config file. Use named SSH keys. Test SSH connections. Use SSH remotes. Keep keys organized. Why? No confusion. No authentication errors. Faster access. Clean setup. Common mistakes that cause SSH issues. Using only one SSH key. No SSH config file. Wrong remote URL. Wrong email identity. Deleting SSH keys. Why? Authentication fails. Permission denied. Push blocked. Account mismatch. SSH key structure example. Good structure. id_ed 25519_work. id_ed 25519_personal. Config. Bad structure. id_RSA. Random key. No config. Why? Easy to understand. Easy to manage. No guessing. How multiple SSH keys affect teams. When done wrong. Wrong commits. Wrong account. Access denied. Delays. When done right. Checkmark correct identity. Checkmark secure access. Checkmark no conflicts. Checkmark smooth teamwork. Real life analogy. Multiple SSH keys are like different office keys. Office key means office door. Home key means home door. Same key for all equals unsafe. Different keys equals secure. In simple words, multiple SSH keys on macOS means create more than one SSH key. Assign each key to one account. Tell Git which key to use. Work safely without conflicts. Fix equals. Generate keys. Configure SSH. Link accounts. Use SSH URLs. Best practices for multiple SSH keys. Use. Checkmark one key per account. Checkmark clear file names. Checkmark SSH config file. Checkmark SSH remotes. Checkmark test connections. Avoid. Crossmark one key for all accounts. Crossmark no config file. Crossmark wrong remotes. Crossmark sharing keys. Crossmark deleting keys. Multiple SSH keys on macOS help you separate work and personal projects. Avoid authentication conflicts. Improve security. Manage many Git accounts. Save time. A good Git SSH setup. Checkmark uses separate keys. Checkmark uses config file. Checkmark prevents mistakes. Checkmark supports teamwork. Checkmark builds confidence.